and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm making some more Christmas cards, and I just thought I would come on and have a go at making some things together and just using different colours and different combinations. So I've cut some bases. I've got Pool Party, I've got crushed curry, I've got garden green, and I've got Merry Merlot. So 3 very different colours, 2 sort of traditional Christmassy. I've cut a sentiment as well and just put it on there. It is a retard sentiment, but I just wanted to sort of tone in the colours and then start and see what we can do. So I'm literally going to just take the first one, which is, and we'll see how many we get done. So this is Pool Party. And I've cut a mat. All my mats are 1/4 of an inch smaller, so you can just standard cut those. And we'll put the sentiment out of the way, but those are the colours we're working in. So I need to get some Pool Party out. And I think I'm going to have something like probably crumb cake to go with that. That's quite nice and neutral. Do I want another colour? Do I want a third colour? Don't think so at the moment. Let's try that and see what we can do. I've taken a background stamp. Very Versaille, one of my absolute favourite stamp sets. I love this because there's so much you can do with it. So we're going to take our white piece to start off with, and we're going to see what we can do with this. I want to keep it fairly simple. So I'm going to take the words and just create a little bit of interest in the background. I do need to get a larger block out for that one. And I might actually take what goes with, I might even do that in Pool Party. We'll just have to see. So I'm going to take this out first of all and get the wording as straight as I can. Now, you can use the Stamparatus for this, and I probably would normally do that. But because I'm trying to do this fairly sort of quickly, it's a bit faster doing it without, but I would normally do it because it allows you to just get some extra sort of space in here. So you can use any background stamp you want, and all I'm going to do is to sort of randomly put, I'm going to put just one up in this corner, and I'm going to put the other one down. I should have inked that up a little bit better. I didn't quite get the centre of that, but because it's background it won't matter too much. And I'm going to put another piece down in the bottom like that, I think. So I just have got some script running sort of one side and the other. And let me get my Simply Chamois out. And what I will do is I will keep sort of putting it back on here to see how it's sort of looking against that. Yes, that works quite nicely. So that's given us a bit of a background. Now, what I want to do is to take a stamp set which is going to give me the tree pass on this. I'm just wondering whether I should have stamped on another. Now, I've taken 2 different ones. I've got Waterfront, which is this lovely one, and I think I'm just going to have the trees in off the Waterfront, so get those out. And it's worth having sort of a selection of different blocks and sizes so you can see what you're doing. Now, this one I'm going to, and in fact I did it in the same colour. I was going to do it in a slightly different colour, but I've toned it in Pool Party. So I'm now going to put my trees, and I think I want my trees to just go, let me work this out. So I always sort of take what I'm going to have as my finish. So I'm going to have my mat there, and I'm going to have my words down at the bottom like that. So that goes quite nicely. So what I can do is I can put my trees running along right in the middle of the card, I think. So let's ink those up well, and we're going to take it roughly in the middle. So let's start it here. Oh yes, that's nice. And then we're just going to, I'm going to do them right the way across. Like that. That looks quite pretty. I want to keep these very clean and simple, but looking quite attractive. So I actually like that on there, and I think I'm going to keep it exactly just like that. I don't want too much going on. I want it quite plain and simple. So that's going to be my first one, and that's just used one tree stamp to just sort of tie it in a bit. So let's have a look at I've got those ones in there. I've taken the snow front as the second stamp set that I thought that we would use. So that's going to be the first one, which again is it's simple, but it looks absolutely lovely because we've toned in those colours beautifully. So now the next colour that we're doing is it's going to be in the crushed curry. So I always think crushed curry and yellows look a little bit like gold for Christmas. So on this one, let's take the words again. I actually like the way that that's come out, but I think I want to do something just a little bit different. So let's take this one and we'll do it again in the same colour. Is that the right way up? I can never work out which way the words are supposed to go up. I think that way. Now, do I tone it in with... Now, I'm going to keep it the same as monotone. I actually quite like that. So let me find my crushed curry, sneaking up onto my shelf. Put those two back in there because we might have them out again. So make sure my words are as straight as I can get them. And then we'll do this one coming down on, do on top of the nearest, we'll do it on the nearest side. So I'm just going to take the words just running down one side. In a line like that, and then we are going to put the leaves. So these are looking as if we're going to probably just have them all monochrome, but we'll see. We'll see. Now I'm going to take the leaf from this one, and I want to put that one and I'm going to ink that one and put that down on the left hand side here. So I want it to come from the top and just coming out on the side like that. Okay, so that's very sort of vintage looking on there. Now if we get this and put this one in on here, so we've got the idea of how it's going to lay. So we've got that on there and that on there, and the words are going to come at the bottom like that. Now I want to do, let's take the tree from the snow front, the biggest one, which is this one here. And then again, I'm going to take, I think that'll probably fit on that block. I've still got that one out, but that's fine for the moment. So let's just put this one on here. I love trees at Christmas time. I think trees are very beautiful. And now, do I want to do, I could do it on there. I think it'll tone in a bit too much. I think I'm going to tone it with, yes, I'm going to take it with, am I going to take it? Oh, I don't know. I could do it with crushed curry. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it on the side in both, so I can then see which one I think is going to work the best. Okay, so that tones in that way, which will stand out a little bit. The other one would be doing it in the same tone. So let's have a look at that, which might actually work better, but we can see. So let's do that. Yes, I think I'm going to do it tone on tone, because I think that just makes it look, from the first one, it just makes it look lovely. So we wanted this to come there. So again, it's going to come about there, I think. And this time I'm going to take it off from this side and work across. So we'll have one just there. One next to it like that. One next to it like that. One next to it like that. And then I'm just going to put one in between. This might look a little bit not as good, but we'll see. Like that. So let's put that over on here. No, that doesn't look right, does it? No, we're going to take, so we've got those trees in there. I am going to take the crumb cake for this one, because the trees just blend in too much with everything else. They don't stand out enough. So I'm just going to put the trees in on the centre like that. That's better. One just off of that edge and one just off of that edge. Okay, so we've got the trees running through. And what I need to do though is I need a little bit more crumb cake in on there. So let's take, I'm going to take these leaves again and put those on. It's quite interesting, isn't it, when you're sort of playing with ideas and see how they turn out. But I really like those sort of trees coming through. I'm going to ink all of this up, and then I need to offset it so that it's not going to be in exactly the same position. So I'm actually going to take it up quite a bit higher, I think, and just bring it so it's offset and in between where those trees are. So I want it sort of at that angle on there, so it's coming off, and we'll stamp that. That looks better. So that's just toned both of those in together. It's funny, isn't it, when you add something, it just sort of takes it away. So you've got the bit of the trees coming through. Then the sentiment for this one was the yellow one, wasn't it? So that will go on there, and then that will go on there like that. So that's another one. Again, I love the tones of that. I prefer the other tree, I think, but I don't know. I like both of those. I like the way the words have come through on there, so I think that looks lovely. Okay, so let's do a green one this time. So this one is the garden green. So get my colours out so I can see what colours I'm working with. We'll put these two away. So that was the crushed curry and the crumb cake. And we're going to get garden green out. which is right up there. And what else do we want? Do we want a contrasting colour on here? Should we make it red and green? Yeah, maybe. I think we'll do this. The words are going to come in green. Yes, that's fine. I'm going to use cherry cobbler and garden green for this one. So we've used both of those. This one I'm going to make it a little bit different. So I really like this piece here, which makes a lovely, not that you can see that off of camera, it makes a lovely sort of frame. However, it also will make a rather pretty background. So for this one, we are going to create our own little background with this, or edging rather than background. So let me get, that's not going to be fit quite well, is it? Let's take that one. That'll work perfectly. Okay, now we've got the scroll with the leaves up and the leaves down. Now what I want to do is to take it just on the edge. Let's move these ones out of the way for the moment. And so this one is going to be I need to put that ink pad just there, I think. So we're just going to ink up the edge of it, because what I want to do is to create just a bit of a rather pretty border going round. Oops, that's a little bit high. And that was a little bit high as well. Doesn't matter, you'd have a little bit of a loop out to bring it down a bit. It's very difficult. I get a real shine on my light, so if you're doing it, then just, I need to make sure that it's a little bit higher though, actually, just on those ones, so you've got different heights coming up. It really doesn't matter hugely because it's a background, so backgrounds can be, that's very pretty. I like that actually. That one, will I get another one just in on here? Yes, I will. There we go. Okay, so that's given us a lovely background in there. I like that. So that's with this one to just go along the edges. Nice sort of patterning on there. And then I am just going to add, I love this script because it just adds a bit of colouring on there. So I'm going to do this one again just in the bit like that. I can never see whether these words are the right way up or the wrong way up. So we're going to just do that on there. I think that's the right way up, yes. And I'm just going to set one lot off in the centre. Yes, I think so. So line it up sort of as best as I can in the centre. Still got that little bit that's missed out. That's me because I don't press firmly enough. Now this is going to come off the edge, but it doesn't really matter because it's the script. So I'm just going to take that on there. So we've got the script running down the centre. And then I think I'm going to use that same lovely tree that we used to start off with. Now these ones are from the, not the snow front, they're from the waterfront. Because I like the cluster of 3 in there. I think that they look nicer than the others. So let me do my base again. Pop this one in on here. That looks very nice. And get the sentiment that's going to come down at the bottom like that. Lovely. So I can have my trees sort of running through from about there. Just sort of halfway up again. So let's ink this one up. And we won't won't take it right to the edge. I just want it to go just in the centre. I do love that tree. I think that tree looks beautiful. So I think we'll just have 2 of those. Like that. Beautiful. And then that one can go in on here. Like that. And we can put the wishes at the bottom. So that's 3. Now, 4th. Whoa, I've got to think of a 4th idea now. So this is the Merry Merlot, which is going to be quite a nice strong colour, isn't it? So what goes with Merry Merlot? I think smoky slate, grey and let's get the smoky slate out. Grey and this red, I think, just goes perfectly. Merry Merlot. Let's get the Merry Merlot one out. Yes, those 2 together I think will look beautiful and very classic. So I'm going to choose these words again, and I think I'm going to make it similar to the first one. But you can see once you sort of started, you get into a bit of a rhythm, and I just want to see how that looks. So I just did one side and the other side and left some white space. So I think sometimes it's quite nice to have a bit of white space. So let's put this. We wanted that in the grey, didn't we? So this is going to go over in the smoky slate, and in fact I've changed my mind on this. I'm going to put this right the way across as the background. So we've got 1, 2, not particularly straight, but again, because it's a background, it's going to be covered up, so you don't have to be completely precise and over. If you do, fantastic, but if you don't, it's not going to matter hugely. Okay, so we've got some script running right the way across that side, which I think looks lovely. And then we are just going to take the trees in the, let's take my base. So that's going on there. That's going to go just on top at the bottom like that. And then the trees again halfway through. It's like double check to make sure that they are where I want them. So this is going to be done in the Merry Merlot, and with these trees from the waterfront. So we're going to do exactly as we did before. Take it from the side. And just take them across like that. Oh yes, I like that. I do like that. I love doing just a little bit of single layer, easy, simple stamping. You can do a whole pile of them. So let's take those back on there. And then this one is going to come in on that one like that. I will put them onto their bases and things like that afterwards, but I just wanted to let's put these out together. So we've got 3 very different colours, giving 3 very different feels. So that's the Merry Merlot with the trees running across the front. That's the garden green. I haven't stuck these down, but you can get the idea. Those on there. That is the, actually now it's dried off a little bit. That is actually quite nice with a bit of leaves on there. That's the crushed curry. And that one is the pool party. So actually, they all look slightly different with the trees, although I have used these trees on 3, but look very sort of classical. If I put these I am just going to rest them onto here. If you put them on there, or you can have a hole back, you can see how just elegant they are. And what I might do is just add a few little silver snowflakes like I did in the other cards. But I thought a very pretty way of doing some sort of classic, fairly easy, not too many embellishments, so they're easy to post cards. And there's 4 for you. I've got another 4 to do, so come back again and we'll see the other 4. So thanks so much for watching me. Do look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.